Swinging a ground ball, stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first, and the Boston Red Sox are the world champions for the first time in 86 years.
Together they have, and together they stand alone on top of the mountain for now. And once again, the Boston Celtics stand alone for all time. It is banner 18.
No icing. For the first time in 39 years, the Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And a title for the Patriots!
I can't believe it!
They have completed the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history.
Good morning, listeners. Welcome into episode 28 of a New Era podcast. My name is Hanson, better known as Fryddy online. And this morning I met here with my dad, the OG Frid. Dad, would you like to say hello to the listeners?
Good morning. Hello, listeners. Hello there, Fryddy.
Hello. Big day today, but not really for the sports world. Kind of for the sports world. We're running into the first All-Star break that we have dealt with during this podcast, which means this is like the first episode we've had in which there's not really sports for a week. You know, like we've always had something going on, but the All-Star break is that agreed upon break by almost all the sports that, all right, everybody take a step back, and, we'll get back into the season next week once we're done with all this. So, we're going to have a lot of baseball talk, a lot of talk about the Sox, a lot of talk about the All-Star weekend, or All-Star week, not even just weekend, ahead of us. And we'll see how this goes. Before we jump into it, though, Dad, I do want to address, it is July 15th, which means in just over 8 hours, we will finally get our hands on the first college football video game in 11 years. I am so excited. As you can tell, I think we all know where my dynasty is going to go.
You got all the ECU on. Yep, all the ECU gear.
All the ECU. I did leave it up to a poll on Twitter. I made the poll on Thursday because I didn't want to get, some thought around it from my viewers and stuff on Twitch. But as of last night, when I updated the poll, the voting update: ECU 29, Hawaii in second place at 11, Coastal in third place at 10, Kennesaw 9, Miami 4, App State 3, Vanderbilt 2, UCF 1. So the ECU's just rolling it out. So that's what we're going to be doing. Starting at 4, I think, once the game comes out, going to be streaming this and starting this freaking dynasty and getting our hands back on the game.
You're doing this on your Twitch and your streaming.
Yes, correct.
Are you going to be able to upload that on the New Era podcast YouTube? Maybe.
I don't know if I'll be doing it there. I'll definitely be doing it on mine. I got big plans for this game. I got very big plans. I have a tweet coming out or scheduled to come out at 1 once my poll ends. In the format of Adam Schefter essentially announcing me signing with said team. I want to put a lot of effort into this game when it comes to content. I was talking about this with Josh on stream the other day. So I was like, hey man, there's so much hype behind this game and we're going to get it early and play it early and stream it early, get in front of people's faces. If there's any game to really blow up with in the certain niche community of sports and gaming and mixing the two, this is going to be the one. Yeah. So I want to go balls to the wall with this stuff, man. Oh, what the fuck? Sorry, my Discord just had an absolute shitter. I want to go balls to the wall with this. I want to, whatever goes through today and how far we get in, I'm going to go through and edit that and, get every single game cut up and thrown into YouTube. I want to potentially that's why I had that background that I showed you. I want to almost do press releases after games and stuff, really immerse yourself in it. And the people that like it are the people that are going to like it. The people that think it's corny are going to leave me a fucking hate comment and be like, fuck you, I don't care. So I'm very excited.
Now, we did also throw out a couple episodes ago that conference. We could do a conference even with our listeners here.
We could. You mean a dynasty? But yes, we could do a whole season or a dynasty and just keep it going. We haven't heard too much about that, but if you would like to join, now that we are here, the day has come. The week is here. The game will be available for everybody on the 19th. Let us know. Shoot us a message on any of the social media platforms. Instagram, Twitter, at A New Era Podcast, on Facebook, A New Era Podcast, email A New Era Podcast at gmail.com for any questions, comments, and funny business. You can let us know there, and we can try to put something together, even if we got, 6 to 8 to 12 even. You can do it up to 32, which is crazy this year. But 6, 8, 12, whatever it may be, if we all want to get in a conference, do it. Just let us know, because I think that'd be super fun. We don't have to be super devoted to it, but if it's even like everybody that's in it every week, every Monday goes in and plays their game, we advance it, and you have a week to recruit and stuff. I think that would be pretty cool. You're actually playing it as if it was like a season. So,
and can I give a teaser too?
Yeah.
Little teaser. So Hanson ended up getting his new Xbox, and we ended up playing some Road to the Masters golf last night, and he absolutely kicked my ass on the video.
Now keep in mind, the game is hard. The game is very hard.
Yeah. So little teaser. We're gonna try and do an 18 hole.
A 9 and 9.
Do a 9 on the video game, and then a 9 in person, and see what our total score is.
And we might actually nail like the same exact score with this being the case.
I did better this morning. I woke up and
what'd you play?
I'm still doing up my career mode, my Corn Ferry. Finding some courses I can probably play a little bit better at, but I was doing a lot better. Got some pars and stuff. I just think that maybe the Corn Ferry, because you only get 6 holes to do, and then they, simulate the rest and stuff. But I thought it was a lot easier. I was able to make those putts and stuff, but I learned a whole lot as we progressed. But
I told you how to read those putts in the game. It'll be fun.
Yeah, so we're gonna try that and throw that up on YouTube. Obviously, at
some point,
I feel at some point I feel as if I gotcha on the if my game comes together like it did a couple weeks ago, I think I have a couple strokes that I can get you in person.
Yes, but you just got to make sure not to shoot like 20 over on me than you do
in the video.
Well, that wasn't the case. I shot 7 over on the front 9. And what'd you shoot? Like 18? 17
or 18, yeah.
All right, so 11 strokes. I mean, I could stay within 11 of you, I think, playing 9. If you're shooting a 50, or if you're shooting a 43, 42, 43, even 44, give me up to a 55, I can do that. Yeah. I could probably shoot a nice 51. I'm thinking 51. So, and then it just comes down to the game. So,
but there will be no gimmies. You got
no gimmies.
Everything out.
Got to putt everything, just like the game makes you. But we were playing this last night and had the idea. I think it would be a lot of fun. It's probably not going to happen for a little bit because there's a lot of production and video stuff that needs to go into that. But once we have the capabilities to do it, that'll be super fun. In the meantime, until then, we might pop up every now and again, with a master stream on the New Era YouTube and throwing up around 18 because it was super fun. But
that was.
Look out for that. If we're going to do it, we'll post about it, just like we did with the watch parties for the Celtics in the finals. So, moving on. I mean, I could sit here and talk about NCAA football all day, but I think if I do that, I'm not going to make it to 4 o'clock. So, moving on to the only sport that's really going around right now. Home of our 53-42, 4.5 games out of first place Boston Red Sox at the break.
How
does that fucking feel?
Who called this week, huh?
Jesus, I don't even know. Well, did you?
Yeah,
You
said a 3-3.
Did I? Yeah, because I said 1-2 or 2-1 against the Athletics, and I said 1-2 versus the Royals.
Yeah,
and we went 2-1 versus the A's and 2-1 against the Royals. 4-2 on the week. The O's and the Yankees just keep beating the shit out of each other, and I love it. And we are now 4.5 games out of first. We are 3.5 games behind the New York Yankees. And if you would have told me that, if we would have went to opening day, and you would put our roster in our starting rotation on paper and compare it to what the Yankees were doing, right, and you were to tell me, hey, look at these two teams, and I'm going to tell you, one of them is going to be up by only 3.5 games at the break, I would say you're delusional. I'd say you're absolutely delusional. Especially if you were to tell me the team that's down would be 24-25 at home.
Yeah.
But 29-17 on the road. This team has outperformed fucking everything.
Every expectation we had. I mean, we didn't start talking about we talked more about the Patriots at the beginning of this podcast than we did the Red Sox. I mean, I don't think we had our first reel. It was until training camp, or we touched on it, and it was after training.
Your spring training or whatever. Yeah,
spring training. Yeah.
And now you're looking at it, and we have. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are the 5th highest winning percentage in the American League. 6, 7, 8. 8th highest winning percentage in the league right now at 53-42. This team's phenomenal. I think they heard all of the shit everybody was talking about going into the year, and they have just won games using the power of friendship. And I'm so bought in, dude. I love this team. Oh, yeah. I'm so bought into a wild card run. I mean, even guys like, Dave Portnoy put $20,000 on the Red Sox to win the World Series about a week and a half ago at plus 5,500, 20,000 to win like 1.12 million. But I was like, you know what, man, this team's hot. And the thing that's cool about baseball as compared to all the other sports is I feel like if you just have this island of misfit toys team, baseball is the sport that like you can still just come out and win games. I mean, there's teams like the fucking Yankees or the O's, or exactly the O's, who played the A's last week and got beat like 18-2. They had like 10 runs on them in the first inning, and it's like the second worst team in the AL, and the presumable like front runner for the AL. That's just baseball, and it's what makes the sport so great. Especially in the summer and giving us these playoff runs.
I mean, for a sport that is team environment, but it's environment. It's a very individual game. I mean, pitcher, batter, fielder, then individually has to do something to throw somebody out or do something. So it is individual, but so much team that team environment in the clubhouse. I mean, when you see Rafi hit a home run and just, I mean, the other day I saw I think the one on Saturday, you get your batting coach, Jason Varitek, to put that little medal on. And then the other night, somebody else grabbed it, but just the excitement, and the excitement has to be started from our man, Jarren Duran, who I don't know if you saw the game yesterday, but his leadoff double. Did you see that?
I didn't, sadly. No, tell me about it.
So he ends up just hitting a see-through infield, what would have been an infield single to 97% of baseball, maybe 98% of baseball. And it just snuck through shortstop, second baseman, and the center fielder was lazy coming in, and Jaron made it to second. He did not stop. He took the wide turn at first and kept on going and made it, which in turn ended up getting
a run,
third, and then the home run.
And there's something about that like we know he's fast. We know he's a very good player. We know that he's had an unbelievable step up from last year to this year, correct? But there's something else about it and I think it goes into not only just how this team plays for each other and, the team mentality that they bring in, but I think it also goes to show, and this might be my most favorite part about it, the trust that Alex Cora has in Jarren Duran as our number 1 or 2 leadoff guy, wherever he is in the lineup. And to let him just fucking put on the wheels all out for an infield little drop to get to second, it just proves why it was not a mistake to have him as an all-star. And in, any other year in which Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani were not doing what they do every single year, you'd have Jarren Duran in conversations, probably number 5 right now, but in conversations for an AL MVP, which would be absolutely insane.
I saw an amazing stat that, the kid has not stat yet.
And I don't think he intends to.
No.
Have you heard all throughout the first half, like Alex Cora's come out after games and he was like, yeah, this is supposed to be an off day for Duran. I walked into the clubhouse. I said, you're off today. And he was like, fuck that. I'm playing.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
So the only other player in Red Sox history that has had more consecutive games.
I think I know this. Hold on. I saw this. Mo Vaughn, 91 games?
Mo Vaughn, 99.
99. Jaron's going to hit that. I think at this 95, point, I think he's looking. It's only 4 more games after the All-Star game. Yeah. I think he's looking that down. Watch, he's going to get to 100, and then he'll finally sit one, but it'll be well-deserved.
I think he'll hit 105 to 110 before he sits.
Probably. I think he's going to end up playing we have 162. I think near the end of the year, we might give him a little more once we're trying to make a run. I think he's at least playing 150, which is insane.
I'm going to say 100. I'm going to say 156 to 158.
You say he'd only get, what's that, 7 to 4 or 6 to 4 games off? 4 to 6?
Yep.
He could do it. It's just a matter of, do we want him to? Because, we need him in the lineup to win games, yes, but it's also, he's going to be our center fielder of the future here, or just an outfielder of the future. And at a certain, you gotta find the difference between, or the middle ground of, keeping him in the lineup and having an effect on what we're doing game by game this year, but also let's not throw him in harm's way to potentially get an injury near the end of the year that could linger into next year too. And then it's like, well, now we're not only dealing with how do we get through the end of this year without Jarren, but how do we start next year without him as well. But
I think a lot of his success this year over last is this consistency, seeing pitches and just being that table setter.
He's just being aggressive.
Yeah, I think if he ends up sitting a couple days in a row, which I don't think will happen, it'll be a day off and then he's back in the lineup. But I'm a little worried about then not his mentality state, because I think that has totally changed from last year as well. I know it was getting a lot better last year from the previous year, but I think he wants to play because he's just feeling a hot bat. He's just aggressive everywhere, as you said. We need to keep him in the lineup, and I think he wants to stay in the lineup, but I think it's for his confidence.
Yeah, because I think you talk about his confidence from last year to this, it's grown a lot, and before too, because if you remember dating back to 22, there were people calling for Jarren Duran's head. Yeah. They wanted him off the team. Then you have the jump from last year where it was like, all right, well, he can stay on the team, but there were still people calling for him even before this year. And I think
he was a fourth outfielder, for us last year.
Yeah, and all this shit about, he's a quadruple A player. He's a Bobby Dahlbeck of the outfield. He'll never be able to make that jump. And I think he just feeds off that, and I love it. And that's why he has been so aggressive and consistent this year, and just a scary guy to face in that lineup spot. And yeah, the more he plays, the more confidence grows, the more the fans that used to hate him a year back are now cheering for his name and buying his jersey, and he feeds off of it. And that's what you want out of, a franchise centerpiece. And I'm past the point where I am willing to say that that's what Jarren Duran is for us.
So, and again, I'm just going to jump all over. And I think like a couple weeks ago when we talked about Stuff was the title of our podcast. One of the things that I wish, now obviously we're going to talk about the home run derby and who we think, but I really wish the MLB All-Star Game would turn into a skills competition as well.
Well, they do that
with the futures. Yeah.
I was just about to bring that up. So, because of that, in the skills showcase or whatever it is for the futures, Red Sox number 2 overall prospect Roman Anthony had some unbelievable power. Top 10 prospect in baseball life is good. Let me see this. He was just ripping some of these. I think he ended up winning it.
He won
60
it,
points in this home run derby. I don't know how the points go in that, but he's been absolutely incredible. I'll put that here. This is a bit of a jump, but just hear me out, because we did have the MLB draft last night. Yes. And while I was very sad that I really thought ECU Pirates pitcher Trey Savage was going to get picked up by us at 12, which would have been an absolute phenomenal plug-and-play guy into it because we need some pitching, we did get an absolute steal in Braden Montgomery out of Texas A&M at 12. He slipped because a lot of the teams were worried about the fact that he broke his ankle in the Super Regional, but there are reports coming back he's going to make a 100% comeback. He's going to be fine. It's not a guy that we were going to probably see in the MLB until 2026 anyways. And he's just got that unbelievable bat and unbelievable arm power. He was probably one of the best scouted outfielders when it comes to his arm. It's like 70 power, 70 throw power arm or something out of college, which is like goes up there with some of the best prospects we've seen in the last couple of years. He was projected to be like a top 7 pick. If it wasn't for the fact that his ankle was broken, he might have got top 5, and we got him at 12. This is now 2 straight years where we have just had unbelievable talents just fall to us, and we're taking the best guy. We're no longer taking just fucking shortstop prospect after shortstop prospect after shortstop prospect after infield prospect, all these guys that are just falling in and then fucking busting. We're getting the best talent we can. They're taking the Bill Belichick approach, and I'm loving it because we are setting up great for the future. I sent you this tweet last night. I'm not sure if you took a look, but this is just it's kind of joking, but it's a projected Red Sox 2026 lineup. You want to hear this?
Yes.
Kyle Teal at catcher, Tristan Cassius at first, second base, Cedane Rafaela, third base, Rafael Devers, shortstop, Marcelo Mayer, left field, Jarren Duran, center field, Roman Anthony, right field, Braden Montgomery. Just give us the World Series now. You might as well just write off 2026. That is a fucking stellar team. That team's winning 120 games.
Yeah. Well, I guess what we have to worry about, and if we continue our pitching where they are right now, the studs that we have, the Tanner Hulk, the Cutter Crawford, and Garrett gets back and feeling well. And, actually Brian Balo actually played pretty well last night as well, which is a surprise. And the funny thing is they're saying that Brian is the one that's getting all of the run support. Tanner is not as much, but I mean, he's a stud right now, pitching. So yeah, I mean, that would be such an incredible, and to have Cedania go from center field to shortstop now to second. That just shows his athleticism as well.
Oh yeah. And then this talks about starting somebody in the rotation or in the replies has one about the starting rotation at that point too. They're saying Halk 1, Crawford 2, Tolley 3, who's the TCU guy that we picked up in the second round last night. I'm not too familiar with him, but apparently he's scouting out and projecting out to be a very decent, like a third arm in the rotation. We're not looking for him to be an ace, but if you can get a consistent third rotation guy to get in there, that's great. It has 4. It has Bello, and it has 5th question mark for a free agent that you bring in.
Yep.
You nail it with a free agent, or I've heard a lot of talks about packaging up like a Wilyer Abreu, some picks, and maybe another one of those prospects for a Garrett Crochet out of Chicago. Very young, strikeout-heavy arm. He could come in instantly and be a great 1 or 2 behind or in front of Houck. And then that would put Crawford down to 3, Tolley to 4. I think at that point you'd probably put Bello 4, Tolley 5. But I love that starting 5 too. I mean, it's just it's great to hear all this because the outlook on the Red Sox that we saw going into this year was nowhere near where we're at now. And it's so nice that in the span of 4 months, this team has turned around so much, not even just for this year, but for the foreseeable future.
You know, and with the farm system and the drafting that we've done, and probably more outfield heavy than in recent years. But, you know, if you think about the system now, you could package Abreu, throw in even Bobby, because I'm sure someone will take a flyer on him. I mean, we still have Blaze Jordan, who we love.
Blaze, that's the thing I was seeing. It was either, we do package Blaze, but I don't know if he gives you that much value in the trade. I've seen some projected trades that would include Roman Anthony, which it does hurt to say now that we just saw him win the Skills Showcase. But like you said, you do have Blaze Jordan there, who I think we both trust that could come in there, maybe not make the exact power impact that Roman Anthony could make right off rip, but he would still be a phenomenal player. Maybe you take, you keep Abreu, you put Roman and Bobby in there for Crochet and some other stuff, and then you've still got the depth piece at outfield for Abreu until Blaze comes up, and I think we're going to be fine with Abreu for the next 2 years if we need to be. And
not only that, but we forget we still have Vaughn Grissom, who could play second. Then you put Cedena back into center. So the cool thing
there's so many things.
We have as we're moving our hands at the
so many moving pieces.
Exact time. We have so much versatility with this club right now, especially with Cedena. And who would have ever thought him?
And it really starts all around him. Just what a guy. And we've got him for 8 years now. Funny thing here, this was also a tweet I sent to you. You might have seen this one because this came a little earlier. In the game yesterday against the Royals, I guess Rafael Devers hit a home run.
Yeah. Crushed. It was crushed.
Well, you could tell how crushed because Fenway Park maintenance got an incident report right after saying Devers' home run ball oh my God. Devers' home run ball hit so hard it broke the back of a chair. If you look at the tweets, it's you know how we have the 1, 2, 3 on the back of the chairs? The top one literally came unscrewed. Actually, I'll share this with you so you can see this real quick because this is so funny. Look at this one.
It was actually his hardest hit ball of the year. It went 115. Oh yeah.
And broke the shit out of the chair. Yep. And then there's the little incident. Devers' home run ball hit so hard it broke the back of the chair. I thought that was so funny.
His hardest exit velocity, it was 115.
Wow.
115.
It's phenomenal.
Yep.
All right. Well, I've got some questions.
And it was an off-speed pitch.
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, you saw him rip that fucking homer against the Yankees on Sunday night last week, where your strike zone's here, and he swung for something a good 6 to 8 inches out of the strike zone and still put it dead center out of the park. I mean, his power is phenomenal. We've loved Raffy for a long time, and we'll continue to. I've got some questions here for you before we move on to some All-Star stuff. Some last stuff just about the Red Sox.
All right.
What do you need to see from the second half of the season? I'm not talking trade deadline stuff yet. I'm just talking about pure play, pure what you see on the field, the product that we put out. What do you want to see most from the Red Sox with the team that we currently have?
I think, and at the beginning of the year, we had mentioned this. The defense needs to stay where it is, infield wise and all. Not having errors. I think we've at least solidified not having Rafaela flip back and forth. I surprisingly, David Hamilton has done well at second.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we've solidified a good infield. We'll get Tristan back at first, although Dom Smith has done well there at first. So we need to keep that up. Obviously, we also mentioned this. Tanner and Cutter specifically need to keep what they're doing on. We can't have two blow-ups back to back. We could probably live with one during the week of a series.
Yeah.
But we need them to continue what they're doing. Offensively, I think we're fine. We're not a home run hitting club except for Rafi.
We're manufacturing runs.
And O'Neill manufacture the runs, which I don't think is going to stop. Our speed is terrifying.
Second to none in the league, I think. Honestly.
It's terrifying everyone, catchers and then positional players, because, both David, and the funny thing is David Hamilton is actually, quote unquote, the fastest guy in the club.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and there's some lineups in which if we run through more than three, if you get like on Friday, granted Duran was hitting 2, he wasn't hitting 1, Ref Snyder, but there's some lineups in which you have Zidane Rafaela 8, David Hamilton 9, Jaron Duran 1. And if you get all three of those guys on with that speed, you could hit a single and get all three of them home.
Yeah,
which is disgusting to think about.
Yeah. I just think that offensively stay where we are. We need the pitching. We can't have two blow-ups in our top two. Bello just come back with his 4-seam, which he's throwing a lot more now. Which, interesting enough, on the broadcast, that was planned by Andrew Bailey. They didn't want him to throw that pitch at the beginning of the year and work on other stuff, and now he's throwing it more. They have the confidence at letting him go and do that, which I think will, in turn, that's his best pitch, will in turn
give
have
more
him
confidence with the off speed,
more confidence and stuff. So I think having Andrew Bailey, that is probably
all hail Andrew Bailey, man.
One of the biggest surprises and off-season transactions, if you will, for the club.
Yep. I like what you're saying there. I'm gonna go out and say if there's a couple things that I would like to see, it's number one. I'm not really too worried about Cutter and Houck. I think, yes, like you're saying, we don't need blow-ups, but even if you get quality starts from him, you're still getting put in a good position. My biggest takeaways from what we need for the second half, I need Bello to come back. Yep. I do. And like you said, he's getting that confidence back and we think it's going to turn around. I need him to end the year, even if it's above 4. Just a little bit in that ballpark of a 3.8 to a 4.15 ERA. I need him to bring it down. We're looking at 10-5, 5.32, 85 strikeouts right now. Let's get that down to a little bit above 4. That's gonna then help a lot. Obviously, not just his confidence, but just the games in which he's pitching where we don't need unbelievable run support. And then I think the biggest part would be, like we had mentioned at the start of the year a couple times, 6 through 9, who I want to give a huge shout out to Dom Smith, because he's been carrying that 6 through 9. Well, not really just carrying it, but giving me a lot more confidence in seeing the 6 through 9 of the lineup, along with Zidane Rafaela, along with, I'm looking at Reese McGuire here in the 8 spot as catcher, but when Connor Wong's in, he's hitting like 5. Even if the lineup fills out a little bit more and you've got Connor Wong in that 6 through 9, I like him there too. I'm seeing Abreu here at 6. It's these guys that are definitely turning it on. And like you said, Tristan Cassius is going to come up. He's going to move up in the lineup, probably to a 3 or a 5. That will move down Massa or Tyler O'Neill into that 6th spot. And then, 7, 8, 9, Rafael is in there for 1. You got David Hamilton, who might be in there at some point. So I think it's really just making sure that the hot hands are getting in there to the 6 through 9 and making sure that we've got a well-rounded 1 through 9 throughout the rest of the year.
I mean, you just made a great point. Tristan coming back can change that whole lineup. If he goes 3, you end up going Duran, Devers, Cassis?
I think you go Duran. You might go Devers too. Actually, you're right. Duran, Devers, O'Neill, Cassius, O'Neill, Massa, and then I'm thinking Abreu,
and then Wong.
No, probably Wong, then Abreu, because Wong would be 5, Abreu 6. Let's put. Fuck, we have so many different lineups. I'm trying to look at this and get it down. I don't know. Whoever else fills in there. Zidane would probably be 9. I like Zidane 9 because you get that speed coming around once you wrap around on the order. So then you got 7 and 8. Who's that? Who am I missing here? Second baseman, Jamie Westbrook or David Hamilton or Romy. And then whoever else I'm fucking missing here. I don't know.
No, I think what you did was you put Matza up at 5. I think
that's too high. Yeah, I think he might be down.
No, he's down at 6, so that's 7, 8, 9 would be Wong or Matza, Hamilton, and
dude, and that gives us such a good look because then it's like, Massa has definitely been turning it on over the last couple of weeks, ever since that Yankee series too, where he's definitely stepped back up. But when you need to give him days off, then when Tristan Cassius is back in the lineup, it's like, oh look, we can put Dom Smith out there, who he's not just been out there for his arm, he's been nuking some, he's been hitting well, and you can put him in to give Massa a day off. I mean, this lineup's really just filling out, and it has made me so excited for the second half of the season for the 53 and 42 Red Sox, who at this point, a month ago at this point, I thought we were going to be talking about, what can we do? Should we sell? Should we buy? Do we think we're going to sneak into a wild card? At this point, man, I'm saying, fuck it. Let's go for the whole damn thing. Let's just win the AL East because nobody thought we would. I think we honestly had the worst odds out of all 5 teams to win the AL East going into the season. I'm pretty sure. And now we're in prime position too. Second question here, Dad.
Yeah.
We got to move along with these a little bit. Do you see the struggles for the Orioles and Yankees continuing after the All-Star break to continue to open up that window for us to jump in?
I probably see the struggles with the Yankees. I wouldn't say Baltimore. I think they'll turn around. They'll get it right. But the Yankees, I mean, obviously this is what the way that they're built it happens to them. And injuries Aaron Judge will be injured at some point. It's just something that happens to him each and every year. And then if they don't have Stanton back at that point and he's injured, then you got Juan Soto who's
already injured this year at some point.
Yep. And he's got to, have the load. Great player, absolutely fantastic player, but first time in New York, because you've been in Washington and San Diego and now in New York, are you going to hear, the chirping and the media? And if he has a bad game, is it going to, keep on moving into another bad game and another bad game? So I think the Yankees, I feel if you ask me one of the two, it's the Yankees will fall. Baltimore will right the ship at some point.
Well, I'll tell you this. After the All-Star break, when we come back, we're not going to dive too deep into this, but just hear me out here. Yankees, next 5 series after the All-Star break. Start off with the Rays at home, Mets at home, Red Sox in Fenway, Phillies in Philadelphia, Toronto at home, Orioles Rangers in Texas right after the All-Star break. The vibes are going to be high. They're literally hosting the All-Star game.
Yep.
You got the Marlins in Miami. You come back to Baltimore to play the Padres, stay in Baltimore to play the Blue Jays, and then you go to Cleveland to face the AL leading Cleveland Guardians. Red Sox also have a tough one. Come out of the All-Star break, face the Dodgers in LA, face the Rockies in Colorado. That should be a sweep, though. That team fucking stinks. Then, like I said, we play the Yankees at home. We have their number so far this year. You play the Mariners at home, who have been slipping. And then you play the Rangers in Texas after they've got through that wave of hosting the All-Star game. And this is in the start of August when we do this series. This is exactly when the Rangers are going to need to decide, are we good enough to make a push, or are we getting rid of guys? Are we selling? Are we getting assets for the future? This could be the first series in which they've actually moved on from some guys, and that could completely change how we play them. And then, would you look at that right after? We play the Royals again, who are right behind us in that wild card race, who we just jumped ahead of this week. So I'm liking how it stacks up. It's going to be tough for all three teams, but I could definitely see the struggles continuing for both. But like you said, too, I definitely think out of the two, it's going to be the Yankees. All right, and then lastly here, at the trade deadline, what do you need to see happen? And I'm looking names, I'm looking positions, I'm looking specific stuff. I can start out here first if you'd like to take a look. Are you good?
I just pulled up some stuff. Obviously, we need pitching. They're talking about. I just pulled some up. Jack Flaherty. But yeah, you mentioned the kid from Chicago,
Garrett Crochet.
Yep. And I think again for either, we probably have the assets that would help that both those teams we could get one of those guys. We just have to be aggressive. Our GM has to be aggressive in going to get one of the top available pitchers going into
I'll give you some names here as we're talking about top available pitchers. This one might not be one of the top, but this is a nice little value bargain that I've been seeing, who has actually been playing decent throughout the first half of the year. He's won me some money and some nerfies. Eric Fedde out of the White Sox. A different pitcher outside of Garrett Crochet. I'm seeing here on Yahoo Sports as a trade target for us to help with some pitching, as well as one of my favorite ones, and I've been hoping for this for about a month. Like I said, I hope that Texas just decides, hey, this isn't our year. We got to blow it up a little, because if we can have a reunion with good old Evo, Nathan Eovaldi from the Rangers, I think that would be a slam dunk. I think that's 100% the move that we need to push for. Even if we pay a little extra, he has been phenomenal. And I mean, we've seen him carry us throughout the playoffs before, and he's pitching better now than he did in 2018. He is a brand new shell of himself now. And I think he could be great in this starting rotation. I don't know where he would fall in. He'd probably honestly fall into the 2 spot. You have Houck, Eovaldi, Cutter, Bello, and then Criswell or whoever the fuck else, or maybe a Zach or Eric Fedde. There's this guy Kikuchi from the Blue Jays if they decide to blow it up. Zach Eflin as well from the Rays. So 2 AL East teams if they're going to decide, hey, we can't compete with these guys. This is saying Tyler Anderson out of the Angels. I don't like this one. I really don't like Tyler Anderson. Granted, yes, he would be under contract for next year. He's been pitching pretty well to start the year. There's something about him I can see a blow up coming, and I don't want it to be with us. And then Jesus Luzardo from Miami, who left-handed starter. He can reach the upper 90s. He has missed time this year with a sore elbow already, so there could be some concern there. But he is only 26 under team control until 2026. And he is a high upside strikeout guy. So I think that could fit in pretty well just to give us another left arm. It's pretty nice to be able to sit here and say, I don't think we need any bats. I think it's just scour the market for whatever bargain pitchers you can get. And I trust our front office to make the right moves here because they're doing a great job at evaluating talent.
Absolutely.
All right. So moving on here to some all-star stuff. We've got the home run derby tonight. Let me go through here and talk about play home run derby pick'em. Is that it? No. There's no bracket. I don't understand how the MLB doesn't have a bracket out for the home run derby. It's literally happening in fucking less than 16 hours. But maybe there isn't any bracket anymore. Maybe they switched it up. I'm not sure who faces who. But we'll go through here. We got Gunnar Henderson from the Orioles. Pete Alonso from the Mets. Should I just pair these up? I'm gonna assume these are paired up with who would face who. I don't know if it's right, but we're just gonna do it that way. Gunnar Henderson versus Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso.
You going Pete? I think I would also go Pete. Now, granted, Gunnar has 27. He's been hitting the ball great this year, but his 5th Derby appearance for Alonso. He's won 2 of them, I think. 2019, 2021. I think he just lives for those little moments, and I think he's going to be phenomenal tonight. Alec Boehm out of the Phillies with a mere 11 home runs, and Bobby Witt Jr. out of the Royals. To be honest with you, I don't think either of these guys should be in the home run derby, but if I'm going to pick one, it's going to be Alec Boehm, I think. But that's going to be the lowest home run total of a matchup of the night.
I was going to go Bobby Witt. I think the difficulty with both Gunnar and Bobby is their length, if you will, taller guys, which probably have long strides and that bat. So I'm just worried about the longevity that those guys will be able to do. Obviously, I think they'll have enough stamina, but I just think that swing is just going to be too long to be able to withstand a home run. But I'm going to take Bobby in that scenario.
It's a good point. Next one here. This might be great. Marcell Ozuna and Jose Ramirez. This might be the best one. Oh. Okay, so here we go. We don't even need to be doing it. I'm reading this. How will the seeds be decided? With the rule changes this season, there will be no seeding for the first round. Instead, all 8 participants will hit as many home runs as possible, and when the round closes, the top 4 will advance to the semifinal round. So let's go through this really quick again. You're going to go top 4. All right, so I'm just going to read off these guys. Gunnar, Pete Alonso, Alec Boehm, Bobby Witt, Marcell Ozuna, Jose Ramirez, Adolis Garcia, and Teoscar Hernandez. Give me your 4.
My 4 will be Pete Alonso, Adonis Garcia, Marcell Ozuna, and the surprise will be Hernandez.
I don't even think he's a surprise. I think he's got unbelievable power. He was going to be.
Oh yeah.
I'm going Pete, Teoscar. I think in this order too. Pete, Teoscar, Marcell Ozuna, and then you know what? I'm in between Adolis and Jose Ramirez here, but I think I'm gonna go Adolis because he's hitting them at home and he knows that ballpark. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Adolis. So then let's pair him up. Pete and I'd say Adolis. So for me, I'm taking Pete over Adolis there. And then I'd have Marcell and Teoscar. I'm gonna go Teoscar. And then I'm going to go Pete over Teoscar in the final.
You know, as much as I would love to see Garcia, because that would be great. I mean, the only thing is if he can hit 1 or 2 more over Ozuna, that would put him in the final with Alonso. But if not, I like what you're saying. I agree 100%.
Pete over Teoscar there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Garcia is aiming to become just the 4th player to win the home run derby in his home ballpark. Ryan Sandberg with the Cubs in 1990, Todd Frazier with the Reds in 2015, and Bryce Harper with the Nats in 2018. He had a taste of the derby a year ago, losing his first-round matchup with Randy Arozarena. It should be fun. I love watching the home run derby. I don't know how much. I mean, I might have it on, but it's college football all day today, all throughout the stream. So it'll be on, I'm sure. I'll have it somewhere, but it's college football today. All right, so we got those out. Next thing here, We're making up some good timing. This is good. All right. Do we want to do? Let's do our blind rankings first, because then we'll get a feel for these all-star guys. So we're bringing back our blind ranking segment, guys, as we've done a couple times before. Haven't done them in a little bit, but we've got a fun one here. Obviously, we've got two sides of the All-Star game, the AL and the NL. I have brought in 10 NL players, and Dad has brought in 10 AL players. He's going to go through, give me the AL players. I'm going to blind rank them based off of, who's the better player. And then he's going to do the same for the NL. Or actually, you want to go first? I can give you NL, then you give me AL?
Yeah.
All right. I've got pitchers and hitters included, but let us remind you, this is completely, opinionated, and just trying to see where you can place these guys and make the best list. So let me write this out real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Are you ready, Dad?
I am ready.
All right. Number one player I'm going to give you, Bryce Harper, NL starter.
I love Bryce. I absolutely loved him.
That's why I gave him here.
Yeah, I'm a big Washington Nationals fan as well. Too bad we couldn't keep him in Washington. I'm going to say Bryce number one. Absolutely.
One. Now okay, hold on. Pump the brakes here. I just want to say, remember, these are all all-stars. These are all very good players. I'm putting Bryce Harper number one out of, I could give you Babe Ruth or something, and you're going to okay.
No, I absolutely love Bryce.
All right. Putting Harper one. Number two, Christian Yelich. Hitting above 300 this year, I think.
Yeah, I've never been a huge Christian Yelich fan. I'll say I'm going to give him an 8. 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I love how you're learning. You're giving yourself space the more and more we do these. Yep. That's very low for Yelich, but I don't know. That could work. Damn, I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to think if I should give you this guy later. No, I'll do it now. This is why I thought you were going to keep number one open. Shohei Ohtani.
I'm going to put Shohei at 4.
Dude. That's crazy. That is crazy talk.
Well, I gotta keep 2 and 3 up because I think you're gonna give me somebody who I absolutely
I don't know. Mookie Betts.
Yeah, right there, number 2.
You're taking Mookie over Ohtani.
Yes.
You're hilarious, man. I thought I'll go through what my order was going to be after this for these NL guys, but number 5 here, Ellie De La Cruz.
I'm going to give him, I do like him, love his fielding ability, speed, but I'm going to put him 6.
6? I had a feeling that was going to be it. All right, so through 5, you have 3, 5, 7, 9, 10 open, okay?
Okay.
All right, the NL All-Star starter, Paul Skeens.
Oh, Paul. Oh,
I know, this is tough. See, that's what I'm saying. Maybe you should have held up some of those. I know we love Bryce, but
we're going to put Paul 3.
Paul at 3? I like that. He's been, arguably the best pitcher in baseball, and he has statistically been the best pitcher in MLB history through 9 starts or whatever it's been. 75 innings pitched, I think. Next, Fernando Tatis Jr.
I really do like this guy. I always have. I know he's been hurt, but I love the fact that he went into the outfield not really crying about it and doing it. But I'll give Fernando. So I got 4, 5.
You have 5, 7, 9, 10 open.
5, 7, 9, and 10. I'll put him 5.
5. Okay. Yeah, that fits. Our home run derby champion, Pete Alonso.
7.
7. That fits in there. All right, and then the last 2. Cincinnati Reds young ace, all-star replacement, Hunter Green.
9.
9. This one might hurt you.
Oh, no.
Well, just because he's a former player. Atlanta Braves ace pitcher this year, Chris Sale.
Yeah, got to put him at 10.
Got to put him at 10. My 10, I probably would have went Ohtani, Skeens, Harper, Mookie, Yelich, Sale, Tatis, Ellie, Alonzo Green. I think that's all of them. That's how I would have done the NL. But you have Harper 1, Mookie Betts 2, Paul Skeens 3, Shohei Ohtani 4, Fernando Tatis 5, Ellie De La Cruz 6, Pete Alonso 7, Christian Yelich 8, Hunter Green 9, and Chris Sale 10. How you feel about that? Because
I like it. I feel really good about it. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So give me the AL, guys. Let me get a spot here that I can write this.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Give me the AL, guys, here.
All right. We already just talked about this guy, Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby Witt, man. I love Bobby. Great power and speed threat, very fast. I think the fastest guy potentially in the league outside of maybe Jarren Duran. I really like what Bobby brings defensively, offensively, but I there's a lot of good guys in the AL, so I'm going to be smart here. I think I'm going to put Bobby Witt at 4. I'll put Bobby Witt at 4.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Carlos Correa.
Carlos Correa. I've never been a fan of Carlos Correa until he left Houston. He's been pretty good this year. He's hitting over 300. Very consistent hitter. Defensively, I don't think he's up there with Witt. Doesn't have the speed of Witt. Does have some power with him. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but there could be a lot of good names that come down this list. I'm going to put Carlos Correa at 7.
Okay. How about Vladimir Guerrero Jr.?
Vladdy baby. It's not that he's just a power threat. Vladdy is a good player. And defensively, he's got his moments. And defensively, he's got some very bad moments too. With that, though, you got to respect a power threat that much. He is very young, a franchise cornerstone. I think there's definitely stuff to build on there. And with him being so young and being in the All-Star game a couple times, definitely got to give him credit. I don't think I can put him lower than Correa, but I don't think I can put him too high. I'm going to slot him right in there at 6.
All right. I'll throw you out probably a little slow.
A bone.
Pitch. Oh yeah. You already mentioned him, Tyler Anderson.
10. 10. Move on.
How about Tanner Hoke?
Tanner Hoke. Okay, so bias aside here, we are a Red Sox. We are a Red Sox podcast, but I'm looking at what I have available. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, Houk, I just can't put you in there. We got 5, 8, and 9 open. It's just a matter of where do I want to put him. Do I think he's in between Bobby and Vladdy? This year, he's definitely been very good, but I just don't think it's that good. I would have loved if I put Correa 8 here, and I could put Houk 7. I think that fits in perfectly, but I just don't think I can put him 5 with the other names that might come down this list. I'm going to put him at 8.
Okay. Aaron Judge.
Okay. I'm trying to think of who else could be in the AL that could do this. This pains me, man, but it's number 1.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to give me a name that I'm going to think is better than Aaron Judge.
Juan Soto.
Number 2.
So wait, how many more do I have to give you?
I've got 3, 5, and 9 open.
All right. Let's do Adley Rutschman.
Adley's been great this year. Has he been better than Bobby Witt? Oh, let me look up Adley's stats real quick. Sorry. Because I don't know.
We don't do the stats.
You're right. You're right. I'll take it out. I'm not looking. Fuck. Yeah, I'll put him 5. I'll put him under Bobby. Under Bobby, right above Vladdy.
Okay. So 2 more. I'll do it now. Jarren Duran. I was waiting.
You're such a dick for that one.
This is fun. I like this.
I told you they're fun. I like them. All right, if we're strictly talking about this year, I don't feel good about it. Now, I love Jarren. I really do. But he's been better than Houck. So I can't put him 9. And it feels more out of place to have him 9 right behind Houck and right above Tyler Anderson than it does to have him 3 right behind Juan Soto and right above Bobby Witt. That's people are going to come at me in the comments here, be like, "Oh, that's so super biased." You got to understand what I have available here. The spaces. It's putting Jarren Duran 3.
All right. And
my last one,
Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar. Okay. Well, now I probably should have switched the 2. That's.
Oh, that was fun.
Fuck.
Oh, that was fun.
Fuck. Yeah, I should have had Gunnar 3. Damn, this would have been a perfect list. Almost perfect list. You know what? But I'll stick by my man Jarren Duran here. So I've got Judge number 1, Juan Soto 2, Jarren Duran 3, Bobby Witt 4, Adley Rutschman 5, Vladdy Jr. 6, Carlos Correa 7, Tanner Houck 8, Gunnar Henderson 9, Tyler Anderson 10.
All right. I think
Do you want to go through what you would have done? Is it?
I think I
similar?
probably would have dropped Carlos Correa down to like 7 or 8.
He is 7. So you're saying 8?
8, if not 9, and put Gunnar up a little bit further. Probably had Adley down to 6 and been able to put Gunnar at.
Where would you have had Duran 3, or would you have moved him down?
No, I would have had him at least 3, if not 2.
Okay. You know what? I know. I love him too. All right. That's good stuff.
That's fun that we could blind and that I could just throw people out, just pick and then wait.
We just got to do more of these, man. We'll do some more coming up. I mean, we're going to have Patriot stuff. We can do like who we think is going to have the better seasons and blind rank. I love these blind rankings. I think they're so fun. All right. Well, moving on here then. Now that we've gone through blind ranking our MLB All-Stars, do you have the whole rosters up? I know I've got some lists here, but I wanted to go over just a couple of your most undeserving All-Stars and the biggest snubs. You know, I'll go through here and say what I have. I've got 3 for both. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shit on these guys that did make it. I do understand every team doesn't need to have an All-Star. That is how the MLB goes. And obviously there have been some replacements and stuff, but my 3 most undeserving All-Stars this year. Number 1, David Fry. Mm-hmm. I know the Guardians have been great. I don't know if he's been that good to warrant himself an All-Star selection, especially with the talent that is scattered across the AL. My next one, he is a replacement, but I don't think he even should have been pulled in as a replacement. Max Fried from the Atlanta Braves. Once again, same thing. Has been good. I don't think he's been all-star level good. I think we're kind of, bringing some of these guys in, we're kind of lowering the expectation for how you need to play to be an all-star. It's the all-star game. You are the best of the best in the league. And I just think Max Fried is just barely outside of there. And then my last one, another AL guy from the Padres, one of their 5 selected all-stars, I think. Jackson Merrill, the rookie who made history as I think the first Padres rookie to ever make the All-Star game. I love him. He's a very great tool. He's kind of like a almost like not really Bobby Witt. He's not playing infield, but he's got a bunch of speed, defensively a bunch of speed and everything, and can cover a lot of ground in the outfield. And he's been a consistent bat. I just think, he's a rookie, man, and his numbers have been good. They haven't been jump off the page good to me, and I think a lot of they're carrying ground because he's a rookie, and they're like, oh my God, look at how he blew onto the scene. And so it's almost like his numbers are better to some people and the voters than what they actually are. Don't get me out of all three of these undeserving, I think he is the most deserving. I think he just barely made this list for me, but I think there are some other guys that should have made it, and I'll go into the snubs here. I have 2 NL players as my most undeserving and 1 AL player, and for my snubs, I also have 2 NLs and 1 AL.
Sure.
So technically, these guys.
I'm going to give you 2 that I don't think. 1 in both. Willie Castro.
No, we love Willie.
Yeah, but.
No, I get that. I love Willie just because, in MLB The Show, once you play co-op online, he's one of the default guys they give you if you don't bring in a second, or he can play all the positions. He's super fast. We love Willie for that, but I do get it. He didn't need to make it.
And this, I can't wait to hear you from this one, but and people, I might get hated on this, but in the NL, Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Freddie's Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie's Freddie. Yeah, a great personality, obviously, out there as well, always talking to whoever's at first base and having fun. But, snubs, I think Kyle Schwarber could have been there.
I like that. I've got, for my snubs, Christian Walker out of Arizona. He's hit 20-plus home runs. I read a whole article on this yesterday that, they don't know when hitting 20 home runs by the half point in the season wasn't enough to get you into the All-Star game. I definitely think he's got snubbed. I know the Diamondbacks have not been the team that we expected them to be and the team that they were last year. There is such thing as a World Series hangover and being in there even if you didn't win it, but Christian Walker's been phenomenal. He's a guy that if I'm playing the show, if I'm betting against him in real life, I hate going against Christian Walker. He's a scary fucking bat, and he is a sneaky good defensive first baseman. So I think Christian Walker snubbed. Another one from the NL, Bryce Terang, second baseman from Milwaukee, has had a phenomenal year. If we're going to give it to any rookie, I don't think it should be Jackson Merrill. I think it should be Bryce Terang. He has been great. And I think he's almost leading the NL in stolen bases or something like that. He's got 29, super fast, great defensive infielder, and has been very, very consistent at the plate. I think he's hitting 289 right now. We're somewhere around there, 290. He started off, I think there was a whole hit streak for him when he got into the majors and had his whole debut earlier in the year. I think Bryce Terang should be in there. And then the last one, don't ever come at me and say that this is a biased podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I know ball and I respect ball. And I think because of that, Lewis Gill from the Yankees should have made it. He should have made it as an all-star pitcher. Yes, he has had a couple bad starts, a couple rocky starts ever since Garrett Cole came back. But before Garrett Cole came back, he was in that rotation and holding up his own and almost having Yankee fans forget about the fact that they were without their ace. I think he's had a phenomenal first half of the year. Like I said, yes, he's got a little rocky last few starts, but if you're going to hold that against him, I don't have the names here, but there's a ton of other guys too that you should have held against that standard. So I do think he should be an all-star. Even as a Red Sox fan, you heard it here first. I know ball. I respect ball. The Yankees have some good players. He should be an all-star.
Gotcha.
That's where I stay. All right. So do you have a trivia? All-star
No.
trivia? Here,
No,
let me
I'm
find
sorry, I
one
can do
that's
that.
not as hard as last.
While you're looking that up, I don't know if you ended up watching. Obviously, the Copa America was put back a couple hours due to weather.
And
Messi,
fans. And fans, 45 minutes before, fans that didn't have tickets rushed the gates. They had to push back the game because of that.
Messi injured an ankle, but Argentina held on, and the Euros. I know that we talked about it. You put some money on England when they were down. Made some switches. I was surprised to see Harry come off at the 60th minute, which he did, but got another quick goal right after, and then a potential, which was very close. Was it offsides or not? But another Spanish win. So you have Spain and Argentina as the winners of their countries or of their regions.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I didn't watch Copa America. I did watch the Euro. After we got off the phone, I put it on 0-0, watched the second half. And you had literally just got off the phone with me and you were just like, yeah, England usually chokes in these. And I was just like, I know, I think this could be the year. Got off the phone. Spain scores that first goal and I was like, fuck, well, here we go. Then I think England scored one in like the 78th minute. And I was like, oh shit, all right, well maybe they're getting enough. And then it was just an absolute heartbreaking goal in like the 86th minute or something.
86
minutes. I mean, a great goal. I mean, a great pass to him. You could see it. I could see it happening. You know, you saw the pass. And I saw him, I was
then
like,
back out.
And I was like, this is going in. And it did. And he was right there, right place, right time. And I mean, they won the game. They deserved to. They played better football than England for 90 minutes. They really did. They were the better team. They deserved to win. It would have been nice to win the bet or whatever on England. But the Cup's just never coming home. The Euro Cup's just never.
No, I think, defensively, obviously, England, the center defense, has its lackluster moments, and they just forget. And as great as a goalkeeper is that Pickford is, I just don't think he, again, has moments or, I mean, he stood on his head, made some great saves. He could have come out maybe on that cross and could have gotten a finger on it, could have pushed it away, who knows, but as great as they play as a country and get together, obviously they had some injuries that could have changed things, but your mom and I were talking about it. It's just their style play. I think has to change a little bit for them to get over the hump. But do they have the people at this moment? And I don't think so.
All right, so I've got a MLB All-Stars MVP trivia here, dating back to 1962. They give us the team. We're going to go through here. We got 8 minutes, 62 answers. See how many of these All-Star MVPs we can get. Let's move down from 2023 to 1962, okay?
All right.
All right, can you see this? Should I... There?
Yeah, get it bigger. Yeah, okay.
We'll go here. All right, starting out. 2023 Colorado Rockies. Is this Chris Bryant or Nolan Arenado? Do I have to write the whole name? No, it's not. Who was with the Rockies last year?
I would have thought it was Bryant.
Was it McMahon? I don't know. We might. Damn, I cannot believe we fucking. Oh, Marquez? No. I don't know who would be the Rockies. We'll leave that one, I guess. New York Yankees, 2022. Is this Judge? Do I have to write the whole name? Who else was there? Gleyber Torres? Garrett Cole? Huh?
Stanton?
Yep. All right. Toronto Blue Jays 2021. That's Vladdy Guerrero. There we go. Cleveland Indians 2019. Lindor? No. Ramirez? Is that how you spell it? No. Who is... Damn, this is a lot harder than I thought. Who's with the Indians? 2019.
Let's go 2018 Jose Abreu. Or, no.
Altuve?
Yeah.
No, not Altuve. Bregman. Bregman. Seattle Mariners 2017. Is this like Felix Hernandez? No. I honestly don't know who's on the Mariners. 2016 Royals. Is this Alex Gordon? No. Is it Eric Hosmer? It is. 2015. Oh, these are back to back. This got to be Mike Trout, right? Yep. 2013 Yankees. Is Jeter still there? Well, he was 2000. He wasn't there in 2013. Is this not Chapman? Rivera? Mariano Rivera. All-Star Game MVP as a closer. Interesting. 2012 San Francisco Giants. Is this Buster Posey? It's not. Tim Lincecum? No. Who else was on those teams? Pablo Sandoval? No. All right, we'll miss that one. 2011 Brewers. These are a lot harder than you think because they're all good guys, but I mean, Yelich wasn't in there yet.
No.
Brewers 2011. I have no idea. Prince Fielder? Yeah.
Oh.
What a snipe. 2010 Atlanta Braves. Is this like Chipper Jones?
Could 2012 then be the steroid boy, Barry Bonds?
Bonds wasn't there in 2012. He's
1973. Bobby Bonds. Oh, you got a Jeter. Okay.
Yeah, we got Jeter. Tampa Bay Rays 09. Oh my God, this was when they went to the World Series against the Phillies.
The third baseman.
Longoria.
Yep. No.
Wow, no. Red Sox 08.
Put in Roger Clemens. He's got to be in there somewhere.
Clemens. Pedroia. Is that who was ours in 2008? Manny Ramirez? No. Schilling? Veritek?
No.
Damon? He wasn't even in there in 2008. Who won in 2008 for us? I put Ortiz. Put Ortiz, I put Pedroia, I put Manny, I put what about
Hanley
Ramirez, Pedro Martinez? Pedro for 99.
How about the shortstop?
No. JD Drew. Is that what you're thinking? Because that was a pull. 2007, this got to be Suzuki.
Yeah, give me a second.
All right. I can pause it. Oh, it was Suzuki. All right, we'll pause. We're paused here. Going through what we have. I think we have 14 so far or somewhere around there. This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. I did not expect All-Star Game MVPs to be as tough as they are. I wish I could pull these out a little better. I have no clue who some of these guys are though. Fuck. Well, while we wait, I'm going to take this opportunity to. We were going to do this at the end, but we're getting to the end. Open Championship or the Open is starting this weekend. Another major for golf, and we've got some favorites and some betting odds here. I'm gonna go through with I know we're switching between topics here. I'm gonna go through my winner. We've got Scotty Scheffler plus 500, Rory at plus 800, Bryson plus 14, Aberg plus 14, Xander at plus 14, Colin Morikawa at plus 1600, John Ram plus 2500, Tommy Fleetwood plus 2500. Actually, we're back, so I'll wait on these.
All right.
All right. You ready?
How to move the car.
You're good. All right. Let's keep going. 2006 Texas Rangers. This Josh Hamilton? No. I don't know who else would be on that team. Baltimore Orioles 05.
Let's just start throwing names in here.
Yeah. Miguel Tejada. Bang.
Wow.
Bang. Okay. 2004 Rangers. I don't know.
Josh Hamilton.
Hamilton. Nope. A Hamilton. Well, it wouldn't have. It wasn't for any.
Oh.
All right. 2003 Anaheim Angels. Don't know. 2001 Orioles. Is this Ripken? It is. 91 and 01. Huge. We got Jeter. We got Pedro.
Mike Flanagan.
Flanagan.
Mark Flanagan.
Nope. What else here?
Chicago Royals third baseman Brett.
We got. Oh, wait. I'm thinking of somebody. Dodgers 96 here. Mike Piazza. Bang.
And you said Chipper Jones already, right?
Yeah, he wasn't. There's Griffey's got to be in here somewhere, right?
Yep.
Name that senior and junior. You know who I didn't think about for 2019 for the Indians? I think he was here at this point. He might have been. No, I think he was. Shane Bieber? Yep. 2017 Mariners. I'm going back through these. If you see any of them earlier, let me know. Or did we already get all the Yankee ones? Fuck, we did, didn't we? I was going to say like Robinson Cano, or was he with the Mets in 2017? Because I know he went Yankees. I know he was on the Mariners at some point. He was in a home run derby. Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, just start putting in some names, I think.
Bang, it was him. Okay. 2012 Giants. This one's going to fucking bug me.
Put in Tom Seaver.
Huh?
Put in
Seaver?
Tom Seaver.
Nope. I really wish there was a Tigers on here. I'd go like Miguel Cabrera. Is there anybody with a Cabrera name? There is. That was 2012. Melky Cabrera. Okay. 2010 Braves. This is where I'm losing it, I think. I don't know. But the only Ray I can think of in 2009, Boston Red Sox legend. You ready? Carl Crawford. Bang.
Oh.
Speedy guy.
Put in George Brett.
George Brett. Nope.
Oh.
Oh, I've got a name. Bang. 2010. Brian McCann. 2006. Oh, I got to get one in. Is it like Alfonso Soriano? Bang, it was 2004, and that's going to be 26 out of 62. Average score. We got 42%. Average score is 31. Not bad. So which ones did we miss here? Elias Diaz from the Rockies in 2003 or 2023. Wouldn't have got that. Michael Young from the Rangers in 06. Garrett Anderson from the Angels in 03. Roberto Alomar, O's 98. Sandy Alomar Jr.
Back-to-back
97.
brothers. Yep.
Jeff Conine, 95. Marlins. Fred McGriff, Braves, 94. Kirby Puckett, 93. Twins. Julio Franco, 90. Rangers. Bo Jackson. Royals, 1989. Terry Steinbach, 88. A's. Tim Raines, 87. Expos. Lamar Hoyt, 85. Padres. Gary Carter, 84. Expos. Fred Lynn, 83. Angels. Dave Concepcion, 82. Reds. Gary Carter, 81. Expos. 79. Dave Parker, Pirates. 78. Steve Garvey, Dodgers. 77. Don Sutton, Dodgers. 76. George Foster, Reds. 75. John Matlack, Mets. 75. Two of them, Bill Madlock. Matlack and Madlock. That's crazy. For the Cubs. Steve Garvey again, 74 for the Dodgers. Joe Morgan, 72 for the Reds. Frank Robinson, 71. O's. Yaz in 70 for the Red Sox. We should have got that one, although I never would have got that spelling right. Willie McGovey, Giants. I should know that. That's an MLB fucking the show legend right there. Willie Mays, rest in peace, 1968. San Francisco Giants. Tony Perez, 67. Reds. Brooks Robinson, 66. O's. Juan Marshall. I hope I'm saying Marshall, 65 Giants. Johnny Callison, 64 Phillies. Willie Mays, 63 Giants. Rest in peace. Leon Wagner, 62 Angels, and Maury Wills, 62 for the Dodgers. 42%. I'm not too mad at that one. Okay, very quick before we wrap up here, because we do got to get out of here. I'll give you the top 8 in terms of the odds. Actually, I can give you a little more for the Open. Very quick. I want who you think wins and a why, I guess. Scotty plus 500, Rory plus 800, DeChambeau plus 14, Aberg plus 1400, Schauffele plus 1400, Morikawa plus 1600, John Ram plus 2500, Tommy Fleetwood, friend of the pod, 2500, Tyrell Hatton 2800, Victor Hovland plus 3300, and we'll go Brooks Koepka plus 4000. Who do you have here?
I think Aberg.
I like that at plus 14. That's some good value, and he's been playing good golf, man. And he's been our guy for the last couple majors and everything that we've been rooting for him.
Yeah, and I think again we're at Royal Troon. You have a European style that different type of golf that us Americans don't see on a day-to-day course. Aberg, yes, I mean he went to school here, college here, but at least grew up a little bit over in Europe,
and he's Swedish.
Sweden, and links style, obviously different golf. If Bryson, I mean, obviously the guys like Bryson and Scotty, their length, would be able to help, but if you have a bad windy day and a little wayward off the tee, you are going to get stuck in some stuff. So ball flight is got to be important. And Aberg has a number of shots that he can do. So that's why I'm going to say him.
Out of the rest of the world, you're taking Aberg. If you were to take an American, who would it be here?
And you had Colin Morikawa?
Morikawa at 1,600.
Yeah, I probably would put him.
I was just about to say that. Yeah,
I think again, his iron play, again, he can strike it, but I think better with his irons and maybe shaping the ball a little bit better. Xander, I wouldn't mind Xander as well.
I just think he's going to crumble like he does.
Yeah.
I'm taking Morikawa as the American. I like Aberg, but actually, is this the first event Rory's played in since the U.S. Open? Because I know he said he was going to take a break off.
No, he played last week, or this past, the Genesis Scottish Open, and lost in a heartbreaker.
All right, you know what? I'm taking Rory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it. If you're saying another heartbreaker, I wasn't keeping up with it. You're taking the U.S. Open heartbreaker to lose that one. You just lost off another heartbreaker in the Genesis. You get back to a course where he probably knows it better than almost anybody here.
Absolutely.
I think I'll take. I'll put my top 3 there. I'll go Rory, Morikawa, Aberg. Let me do top 5 too. Fuck it. We'll go Scotty. And then, oh man, I'll go John Rahm 5. I like Bryson. I don't think this is going to be the one for him.
Yeah, I don't either. We'd hope that maybe someone like a Tommy Fleetwood could
win and then come onto the pod. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but all right. Well, there's a quick rundown of the Open. Who we like, who we think wins it. We'll recap it next week. See how we were. See if I nail my top 5. That'd be incredible. I might throw in a little parlay for all those guys' top 5. See where I get my odds at. But all right. Well, you got anything else before we get out of here, Dad?
Nope, not at all. This has been a good one. This has been fun. Yeah, the trivia and our blind rankings have to be something we do each and every podcast. That's fun.
I don't know if we can come up with blind rankings for everyone, but we can try to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys.
At least once a month. I hope you guys enjoy that.
At least once a month. I love those two. I think they're super fun, especially when we come in with lists for each other.
Yes, because I like that. I like how, as you said, and I've done probably more blind rankings than you have, and I've learned a little bit. I think this last one I've always screwed myself. So, but that was fun to try and get you at the end. So that was fun.
You got me. All right, guys. Well, that'll conclude episode 28 of A New Era podcast. We thank you for listening on this fine Monday morning. Have some fun with college football 25 this week. My dynasty rebuild of presumably the ECU Pirates, because that is how the poll is going, will be streamed live starting this week, starting today at 4:00 once it does release. Be doing college football all week over on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Fryddy_FRYDDY_. There it is. And look out for some potential college football or golf video game, the Road to the Masters content coming out for New Era at some point over the next couple months or something. And once again, like we said at the start of the show, if you'd like to reach out to us on social media, on Instagram and Twitter at A New Era Podcast, on Facebook, A New Era Podcast, and emails anewerapodcast@gmail.com for any questions, comments, funny concerns, or funny business. We thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you next week for episode 29.
Love you, son.
Love you, Dad.